Hey guys, and welcome back to Bible Notes. We will be continuing from last time in 2 Peter chapter 1. And I will be calling this today, Adding to the Power of Godliness. So, we're going to start in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. It starts out saying, "By His divine power, He has given us everything that we need to live a godly life." We have received all of this by coming to know Him, the one who has called us to Himself by means of His marvelous glory and excellence. Verse 4. "And by His glory and excellence He has given us great and precious promises." These are the promises that enable you to share His divine nature and escape the world's corruption caused by human desire. Verse 5. "In view of all this, make every effort to respond to God's promises. Supplement your faith with a generous provision of moral excellence, and moral excellence with knowledge." Verse 6. "And knowledge with self-control, with patient endurance, and patient endurance with godliness." Now we're going to skip verse 7 this time. We'll come back to it another week. Move on to 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 8. The more you grow like this, the more productive and useful you will be. Well, okay, let's break that down a little bit. God has already given us everything we need for our life, for our godliness. As Christians, we need to have godliness. What is godliness? It's not just a word, but it needs to be seen. It is our Christianity on display. It is how and what we need to demonstrate to others on how God is, what it means to be a Christian. But why do we even need to? Think of it like a plant. Plants need 3 main elements to grow and produce: phosphorus, nitrogen, they need a lot of things to grow properly. Not just soil, but fertilizer and everything inside the fertilizer. same way. We need, yeah, we need to read our Bible, go to church, but we need more than that. The first thing we need is virtue, or moral excellence. We need some moral strength, some courage. Today our country is in a really bad fight for our spirit. The second thing we need is knowledge. Some practical intelligence. Knowing what to do in every situation. Total awareness and insight. The world says the reason America is having problems is because we have God in the way. But God's people know that the reason America is having problems is because we've taken God out of everything. And that's not okay. We need to start putting God first again in this country. Every time that we try to fix our problems on our own without God first, we end up making everything worse. We're going to look at Proverbs chapter 2, verses 3, 4, and 5. Verse 3. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. 4. Search for them like you would for silver. Seek them like you would for hidden treasure. Verse 5. Then you will know what it means to fear God. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord. And you will grow knowledge of God. Let God help you with your practical knowledge. The third thing we need is temperance or self-control. The next thing we need is temperance or self-control. Our body should be a servant, and God should be our master. Don't let your human desires take over and get out of control, or they will destroy your life. Be strong in your control. I want you to go read Galatians 5:22 on your own time. What is self-control? That is something we need to ask ourselves. Self-control is the opposite of self-expression and self-indulgence. I want you to think about that for a minute. Self-control is the exact opposite of today's me culture and everything that the world is trying to convince us is okay today. fourth thing we need is patient endurance. Patient endurance. Having true patience is not a sprint, but a marathon. It takes time. It is not a passive thing, but an active one. James chapter 1 verses 3 and 4. Verse 3. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. Verse 4. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be complete, perfect, needing nothing. Now go to Romans 12:12. Rejoice in our confident hope. Be patient in trouble and keep on praying. Hebrews 10:36. Patience and endurance is what you need now, so that you will continue to do God's will. Then you will receive all that He has promised. Without these four things, we are like a plant without fertilizer. That's it for this time. See you guys next time. God bless, and I'm praying for you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.